Welcome, dudes and dudettes, to another intriguing episode of the Hellion Rebellion Rock and Roll Association. Tonight, we're going all the way to Mogilev, Belarus. Belarus, of course, is in the news because they are the country north of the Ukraine. The city of Mogilev is known for its very big Jewish population and culture, very large Catholic population and culture, as well as their Russian Orthodox people and culture. They're also known for having St. Stanislaus Cathedral, which has stood in that city since 1738. It is an architectural masterpiece. Mogilev was at one time also home to Heinrich Himmler, who ghettoized and systematically murdered the Jewish people. They, much like Warsaw in Poland, they enslaved the Catholics, and sooner or later, the Soviet Red Army would show up and free everybody. He would have decimated 2/3, 3/4 of the Jewish population in that town. So there's a lot of that history there, and it's kind of fascinating. After all these years, Belarus would end up becoming a sovereign state in 1991, just like the Ukraine, Estonia, Lithuania, I think maybe Georgia, due to the American and Russian Cold War. And then now, after all this time, you have the Fuhrer Vladimir Putin coming in and trying to eradicate these people so he can bring those countries back into Russia and recreate the glory of the Soviet Union for Mother Russia. So it's a fascinating history. It's one of those weird flip-flop kind of things in history where at one time these were your allies and friends and comrades and co-patriots, and now they're your mortal enemies. It also explains why those countries have always had an allegiance to Russia, because they were all saved from the Nazis in the 1940s. However, they have profited and have succeeded by being sovereign states. Also tells you why they're not in the United Nations. However, I think in the months or possibly years to come, I think all of that's going to change. Mogilev is also the home to one of the greatest melodic black and death metal bands I have ever heard. That band being Asguard. Asgard as being the home to Thor and Odin and all that stuff. Asgard would be around from 1997 to roughly 2009. and they would put out, I would say, 3 or 4 records, not including, comps and 7 inches and things like that. The record I have is called Wicca. It's on a Ukrainian label called This Dark Rain Records, which was a very short-lived heavy metal record label. So this is kind of a special record for me. One of my special ones. And the reason why is because I had no idea how good this band was when I bought this. This is one of those, if you're a record collector, you spend at least once a month in perusing a record store, spending money you don't have, buying music, then you're gonna totally understand what I'm saying. You go into these stores, you buy what you want. You kind of know what you're looking for, but then you have that extra $10 or $15 or whatever you have, and you use your rock and roll savvy and your rock and roll knowledge to just find something that you've never heard, don't know anything about, and it's kind of fun because it's a gamble. And you find something that you like, and you're like, yeah, I like this. I really like this. This is good. I'll probably listen to this once a month. Or you find something, and at first you're kind of like, oh, it's all right. And then a year or two later, you're like, oh, wow, I can't believe this has grown on me in a year or two. This is really, I can't believe how good this is. And then sometimes your rock and roll knowledge doesn't work out for you, and your rock and roll savvy just fails you, and you pick up something that's just like, I might revisit this in a year, maybe twice a year, maybe I'll see if I like it then. And I kind of got ripped out of my $10 to $15 on this one. But there are those rare, super rare occasions where you find that diamond in the rough, and you pick up something you know nothing about. It's incredibly underground. It's from a foreign land, whatever, and you put that record on, that CD on, and I swear to God, within a minute or two, this is the number you're doing right here. Wow. How come I have never heard this? How come everybody I know doesn't know anything about this? How come I have never read about this band in a magazine? How come this has never popped up on my news feed? I mean, it just blows you away. Like, holy shit. I mean, it's kind of, I feel like, the first people who may have picked up a Kill 'Em All by Metallica and were just, after the first song, just kind of like, hey, put that Rat record down. You got, no more Rush. Check this out. You need to check this record out, dude. This is awesome. This band was like that for me, and it still is. I think they're great, and I think they're probably one of my favorite death metal bands, even though this is the only album of theirs that I have. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to play you a few songs off of this. I want you to hear their technical abilities. I want you to hear the death metal version of this. And then I'm going to play a really killer cover that they do off of this. So sit back and enjoy this, and stay tuned, because this is some killer music. Let's go for it. Okay. There's a little power metal. I swear to God, it's like Yngwie Malmsteen or something. There's a little death metal that they do. And so the cover I'm going to play, I got to do it because it's one of the coolest songs on here, is a song by Judas Priest called Leather Rebel. And I absolutely love when a band covers a song that isn't the big hit song, but if you're in the know and you're a Judas Priest fan, you know the song Leather Rebel. You know, Painkillers is one of those records that never really gets compared to British Steel or Stained Glass or Sad Wings of Destiny or Screaming for Vengeance. But Painkillers is a great record. Honestly, the only song people really know, if they know any songs off that record, is the song Painkillers. But Leather Rebel is the other really badass song on that record. And these guys do it. So let's check that one out. Ooh. Is that Glenn Tipton? That's nasty. Man, them dudes rip into that. That's nasty. That's awesome. Anyway, there you go. Asguard from Mogily, Belarus. Yeah, I hope they come back out or do something. Maybe they could get on a, I don't know, one of those European festival tours or something, and hey, maybe they can raise money to help the cause for the sovereign states over there in Russia. So, hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I'm probably gonna finish this video and listen to this entire record. Um, Remember, tyrants are evil. Don't cater to them. Later.